Hey, all right. I'm going to jump right in today. I'm not going to waste any time because today we have a special episode for you guys because guess what?
What?
We made it. 250.
Woo!
What? Yeah. This is our
Somebody say
50th
250?
episode, everybody.
Hell
That's
yeah.
almost a year. That is one episode every week for 50 weeks.
I thought you were about to say it's one episode shy of a year.
No. 2. Yeah, Joe. But yeah, we're at 50. You know, I don't know what else to say. Like, what do you got?
50 weeks of uploading every single week, and we didn't skip a beat. We didn't take a break, really.
Ups and
And, like,
downs, stressors.
I was gonna say, there's been plenty of ups and downs. Everybody's had, just life happen in general, and
I just moved.
let's just give ourselves a hand for a minute, honestly, because really, like it's pretty special what we've done, considering all of what we have going on and schedule changes, and trying to work around, Joey working nights and me changing jobs and Chris and Jared and Talon being on flights and whatever else. Like, it makes it tough, and then to be able to do this for the amount of time we've done it without missing anything, I think is a pretty good accomplishment. So good job, guys.
Yeah.
Good work.
Thanks.
To
We put a
align
lot of work
5
into
people's
this.
different schedules when everyone's working full time and doing so many other extracurricular activities. It's a struggle.
Yeah,
It
it's
is a
rough.
struggle.
It's rough sometimes.
Yeah,
Perseverance.
Yeah.
Perseverance. We made it. We're here. We did it.
we are.
Right.
And I would like to
And-
say something. Now that it's episode 50, this will be the end of season 2. The next episode you guys hear will be the beginning of season 3. And if you hadn't noticed, all of season 2, Randy's been hiding a little certain somebody and our special guest every single episode. And now he's front and center. Randy,
He's here today.
Porg the people. Let them see.
Porg. There he is.
For anyone,
the Porg. Yeah.
anyone who doesn't
if you
get that
haven't
reference,
noticed-
we on our trip to Montana, we're gonna wrap this in here again. We did what, 22 hours in the car each way, boys? Was that
Yeah,
accurate?
something like that.
Yeah.
About. It
So
was a lot.
we get really bored on the road, and we started this thing called porging people, where we would Jared and Randy would take the porg in his lap, and then as we were passing people, as Jared was driving, Randy would flip them up and just like stare down the people.
Did any of them laugh?
Dude, like 25% of the people laughed. Yeah.
You got mixed reviews. Some
There's a-
people just didn't react.
Yeah, some people didn't react. Half the people just didn't look. And then a quarter of
My
the people.
favorite reaction was the truck guy.
Yeah,
Oh, that was the
Oh,
best.
Where you
yeah.
rolled down the sun.
I stuck him out the sunroof.
Held it out, and then we were like, Chris and I had our hands out the window, and the guy blared his horn.
Oh, yeah.
It was the best
Nice.
reaction.
Yeah, it was
he had a big
awesome.
smile on his face.
It was great.
That's amazing.
So the porg's part of the crew. So
Yeah.
here he is.
He's a wait. Where's the...
I wonder how many people have noticed in the YouTube videos of him shifting around every episode.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's been hidden every episode.
Yeah.
Did the
Would it be
patch
bad
of
to
stick?
say that I was totally unaware of it?
You're unaware of it.
I was
you literally
unaware
have to
this
watch
entire
every single
time.
Oh my
episode.
god, we talked
going back
about
to
it.
watch.
What is wrong with you?
Oh,
I either
man.
didn't listen or
We were like
wasn't there.
pre-recording, and we go, look at the porg. Do you see him this time? We're like, yo. And Joe
Or
just
like
Maybe I didn't
me
know what the pork was. I just kind of
walking around my room trying to like
just went along
figure out
with
where
it.
to put him.
oh my god, Joe.
Anyway,
Yeah, Joe just went along with it.
What
He
are
wanted
we
to be part
talking-
of the
Oh,
show.
it's
50 episodes.
What are we
so
talking about today?
today, we're at 50. It's been a long ride so far. A long, successful ride, should I mention. Why did we join in the first place? Why did we create what is grown to be known as Lessons Learned Podcast? Why is this a thing? And I think we
should
all
we start
have-
with how?
how? Sure.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
All right. So I know there's kind of actually 2 sides to this story. And then me and Jared found this out, I think, when we talked the recording that Chris wasn't there.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah. So I had, it was during the pandemic, and I was sitting there one day and I had this idea, like, and people have always said I should do a YouTube channel, mostly for like scaring the crap out of my mom. If you see my Snapchat, you've seen that. But I messaged Chris and I said, hey, like, we should do something, like start a YouTube channel or something like that. So Chris said, let me get in touch with my buddy Jared. He had mentioned something along those lines, and I'll get back to you. So Jared, if you would like to tell your side of the story now.
And me, I had no idea that you guys, or that you were thinking about starting a YouTube or anything like that. But I was sitting there one day, I think it was June of last year or something like that, early June, late May. And I was watching my buddy Matt sent me a video of this guy's YouTube channel. And what he does is he basically does handyman work around the house and everything, like, fixing some plumbing or changing a tire or changing your oil. And he was making these videos for young kids who didn't have fathers growing up, who didn't have like a father figure in their lives. And I thought that was super cool. So, I mean, since I saw that video, it's like every day for a week I had been thinking about it. And I thought it was so neat that I was like, maybe you can do something like that in podcast format. Obviously what we do isn't that specific, but we talk about, our lessons learned in life, and it's just five guys talking to each other. We aren't like, we don't have PhDs or anything like that, but we do have life experience. And so that's how it started. I was like, we could do something. I think it would be really cool to figure out how to do a podcast and talk about our problems and just share them with people who could possibly take something from him, someone who doesn't have like a father figure in their lives. And that's when you connected with Randy.
Yeah. Didn't you actually write down the idea in like a notebook? Do you still have that notebook somewhere? Because that'd be pretty sick to show people.
Yeah,
No.
I have it somewhere. It's probably in one of my notebooks. I'll get it and we can like post it up on the social media or something.
Yeah, that'd be sick because that's like
But
when
I wrote it all down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was like, interesting. So there's interest in making some sort of media, and Jared's idea was great. Randy's on board. Randy wants to do something. Middle of COVID, we've got nothing going on. So how can we make our time
free time?
Yeah, how can we make our time beneficial? And I was still struggling with a breakup, struggling with the death of my grandpa. I was at rock bottom, and I needed to talk to my friends to get through that. And so when we first started, it was a godsend for me, really. It really got me through a bunch of stuff, and I hope that people listening, it gets you through a bunch of stuff as well, because we're not just doing it just to talk. It's nice. Obviously, there's humor to the show, but there is a message behind it, and we are trying to help others through the struggles in life, like myself personally have gotten through with the podcast.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, sure.
Hell yeah, brother.
I think we all have our reasons to be here, because I don't think we would do it if we didn't. Whether that's, to help people or to do something productive or whatever that reason may be. And we'll all go through our reasons as we move forward here. But, I think that's great. I think that's what keeps us going and keeps us kind of together as a crew, is that we have our own reasons for doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I just think I think it's worth giving people some background of everything too. It's like a little over a year ago. I mean, I know like Jared and I, we didn't even know Joe and Randy whatsoever. And what the original idea that Jared has is only going to be like, it was like Chris and like me as like a producer or something like that. It was only going to be like 3 people. So like it turned into something that like it just kind of rolled along with it. And I mean, even like coming up with the name of Lessons Learned and everything, like we had multiple other names that we were like all deciding on too. So I wish that we had that list. I don't think we do anymore because
I had it probably on the whiteboard for the longest time.
We probably have pictures of it somewhere.
Yeah,
maybe.
Check my notes.
But so Chris, you talked to Randy about it. What were you guys' first thoughts? Like Randy, Joe, Talon, what were your first thoughts when you heard about it?
I know mine was like, initially I was like, what? I was kind of like, because it was totally not aligned with like where I was going with it. But then the more I thought about it, so like when Chris initially pitched it to me, I was kind of like, yeah, but I wasn't like 100% on board with the idea. But then I know we were like kind of having weekly meetings at the time, so like I had like the week really to think about it. And the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Like this is like a really good idea. Like this is a good way, because I thought about all the instances that I had in my life where I wish I had somebody to tell me, you know, either to do or not to do something, or to be able to tell me a story about their experience with it, so I might not have made the same mistake that they did. And I thought it would be a really good way for me to be able to, and like as you've seen through the show, like I've definitely made a lot of mistakes. And I think it's great that I can get that. I have a platform that I can get that out there so people don't do the same thing that I did.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think what Chris, did you originally text me or was it off in that
I think it was
group
on
chat?
Snapchat.
Yeah, it was on
I think it was
group Snapchat, which actually
Yeah, it
pissed
was-
Jared off because he goes,
Yeah.
dude, I wanted to be selective. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, you put it out in the group
Yeah, it's like
chat.
10
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
like,
well,
who wants to be
I'm
part of this podcast?
Yeah. And, you know, not
a year
thinking
later,
about
I'm
it.
still a little salty.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But, like, we didn't think about it. I didn't think of what it takes to make a podcast. Like, how many is an okay number of people, you know, before it gets a hassle. And as we've come to find out, 5 is too many. It is going forward, we probably won't have 5 people on very often, because matching 5 schedules is nearly impossible.
Yeah.
To put it in context, my schedule has been switched 5 times over the past 7 weeks. I literally just
Yeah.
got to switch the schedule again.
Yeah, we get
Yeah, man. I don't know how you do it.
weather evacs. Randy's got a new job. Talon's doing school and studying for his certs. Like, life happens, right? So 5 schedules to manage is a lot. So, but
Yeah.
that being said, what were we talking about? Totally lost my train of thought there. See, that happens too on the podcast.
Yeah, where it all started though.
Oh yeah, but you know we were a little selective when it came down to it. Like there were some people that wanted to join. I could have sworn I turned my phone off, but it just went off. I'm sorry, boys.
Lesson learned.
But yeah, you know we were a little selective. Like there's definitely friends that we had that wanted to join, but like it wouldn't have been a good fit. So unfortunately, we're like, sorry guys. Like you can be on for sure, like no doubt. But as like a full-time member, it probably wouldn't work.
Yeah, I think we probably would have had like 8 or 9 people.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
no,
that would've been
that would have been a
Way too
nightmare.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
yeah, what else do you have to say about it, Joe? The beginnings.
Yeah, so I think when you sent out that group chat or the message, I said, yeah, I'll join. You know, again, we had a lot of spare time. I think I was still one of the few that was still working, just not as
Yeah.
much.
I remember that.
That's right. Everyone was like off every single day. I'm like, oh, I still got to go to work. Maintenance don't stop.
Yeah.
But no, I felt like I've gone through a lot, especially in my military career, not ending up in I am overall happy with. I mean, I've come to like it and I've learned a lot in my time frame in doing what I do. But I felt like there was a lot that could be shared from everything where going to where I don't want to be and how I could relate that to others.
Yeah.
So I saw it as a perfect opportunity to get that out.
How about you, Talon?
Yeah.
So for me, it was kind of so it started off for me. I mean, Chris just kind of came to me. It's like, hey, we need kind of just a tech guy, like someone just to set up like the podcast of how like the back end works, to like start off like doing editing and stuff like that. And then I think it was like Randy and Jared. They're like, I forget. They're like another big like podcaster. They have like a little producer guy that kind of like sits there, like talks every once in a while, but mainly just like kind of Google stuff and like does, I mean, just the tech side of everything still, but like they're still part of the show. And it kind of, I don't know, it didn't evolve into that because I mean, from the beginning of like us talking about everything, there was weeks of us like literally just we would have weekly meetings. We would just brainstorm stuff like our names. What was our mission statement? What were we going to be talking about? And honestly, stuff like that just kind of got me excited. It was kind of just cool. Like everyone like coming together kind of like with this cool idea. And we just wanted to see it just to come to fruition. Like it honestly seemed like surreal at the time just to like have 5 people come up with like this idea and like even come out with like our first episode or like our first recording. They're like people didn't hear that first recording, luckily, because it was terrible.
Yeah.
But-
Actually, wait, hold on. A lot of people heard that first recording because I remember, yes, because I remember we had like,
Oh.
We had
We
like
sent it to some friends.
200 downloads on Spotify in like the first 2 weeks or something
No, that's
crazy
that's
like
the
that.
first
No,
episode.
not
You're
the first
forgetting.
episode,
yeah.
silly.
Yeah, you're forgetting about like
Oh.
the recordings that we did beforehand.
Oh, our
That
first
we never
practice. Oh, the
posted.
practices.
I think
Yeah,
there were what, like 3 or 4 that we did.
Yeah,
I
we
think
did
maybe like
we did like
5
3 or
even.
4.
Really?
Yeah.
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 We practiced a long time, and like honestly, it was just kind of cool. Just seeing us all come together and everything, and like similar thing with Joe and Randy, and the whole purpose of it too is just like, I don't know, the people out there who just don't. It's difficult to have mentors and role models and everything, and especially if you don't have the greatest relationship with the older people in your lives, you can't just ask the hard questions, and it's difficult growing up, especially like in your early 20s and everything. There's plenty of stuff I'm sure like we would want to go back and maybe change and fix and everything. So why not take those experiences and literally do the thing that we wish we could do and tell the people that like what they should do and kind of help them with their experiences in life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I think it's really cool just to like, it helps us just as much as it helps anyone else because we get to talk and have conversations about our problems and what we've learned. And Randy, what you said a few minutes ago made me think that, there are like you can go on Google and you can Google any problem that you have and find the answer, but it's kind of rare for people to actually seek out advice from other people, like actual human beings, because you can Google something and find the answer super quick. But there's a lot of value in actually having a conversation or listening to a conversation of people talk about an issue that they went through and their experience with it, how they reacted personally.
Right.
I think there's a lot of power in that. And I think that's awesome that we're doing that.
Yeah. I think hearing other people's story is big too. Like it's easy for someone on a blog on Google to, list all the steps of, what you should do to have a successful life, but that those lists don't account for all the things that go wrong. And those lists don't account for the personal stories, the things that really happen to real people, the things that happen to us in particular in this case, where we can talk about how we had a plan and it didn't go right, or how we had this life-changing thing happen to us and how we got through that or got over that. And I think that's, I mentioned it when we were doing the episode with Mike and Chris, how I don't think enough people talk about their story. Like I think so many people have so many good stories and they don't talk about it and they don't tell other people. And there's so much to be learned from those stories and from those people. And you can take away from it whatever you want. You can say, hey, that guy's an idiot. But at the same time, if you say, hey, that guy's an idiot, you shouldn't do what he did. So there's a lot to be said for that. And I think there's a lot to be said from all of us for actually coming forward and telling our stories, because we could just keep them to ourselves. We could keep all of our failures and mistakes to ourselves and never talk about them and only talk about the successes we made. But we don't grow through the successes, we grow through the failures. And that's what we're here to help you guys do, is grow.
Absolutely. Thomas Edison once said, I didn't fail 1,000 times. I found 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb.
Always coming in.
Exactly.
always got the quotes from Katy Perry to Thomas Edison.
I got all the quotes.
He's got them loaded up.
But Randy, you're so right, because like today, in today's society, we all have all of these just surface level conversations. I mean, we were talking about it with Mike and Chris a few episodes ago. And that's one thing that we do here is where, one of the motivations for this is opening up the conversation on failure. And that's exactly what you're talking about. Talking about failure is where you really learn, where you really get to know a person. No one cares. Let's be honest. Like, no one cares how the weather is. You ask someone how work's been, they just say all good or okay or whatever. It's all surface level conversation. So having these kind of conversations and posting them publicly, hopefully it motivates people to open up with, their peers and their friends.
That's
and
a good.
It's really where you learn.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I felt bad. Surface level conversations, the small talk, say, right? For example, I got a story real quick. I had a pizza delivered to my apartment, and first off, bad mistake. Don't do it, fellas. Eat healthy. He knocks on my
We'll give it a
door.
pass.
I open it, and I was like, "Hey, man, how's it going? How's your day?" He goes, "It's okay." And he opens his bag, and I grab my pizza. I was like, "Have a good day, man." He's like, "Yeah, keep enjoying yours." And I was like, "Fuck, man, I really should have talked to that guy.
Wow.
Something was bothering him. I should have been like,
Should've.
dude, what's wrong? Like, what's up? Like, do you want to
I
come
was
in?
waiting
Let's
for you
talk."
to say. Yeah, I was waiting for you to say like, "Oh, why just okay? What's going on?"
I didn't think about it. I thought about that nice, cheesy, hot, delicious pizza inside the bag.
Yeah.
So I grabbed that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, like 100%. And I do it every day going through the gate to work. I'm like, "Hey, man, how's it going?" If they say okay, I'm like, "What's up? Like, you all right?" And like genuinely care for people and see what they're going through, because everyone has a story, as we've said.
So what you're saying is that I should order a pizza so I could have a conversation with the pizza guy.
This is why we're
That's
kicking
what
you
I'm-
off.
Stretch. It's a stretch.
I mean, you could still do it and tell us how it goes.
On
But,
that
Yeah, you can just text us.
Set up
Anyway.
a camera and record it.
But
yeah.
yeah, back to beginning stages of the podcast. Is Talon mentioned it? Like we had whiteboards, and we all went out and bought whiteboards, and just,
Yeah, I got mine right here.
yeah.
Here, let me get it.
As he's
I actually
doing that.
didn't. I had an envelope.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I
envelope.
still have the envelope. I wish
Yeah.
I got it out. I
Ooh.
saved it
Uh,
like for this, but
It looks
I
so
forgot.
There you
organized.
go.
Greatness is
That
in
is
you
very-
because greatness made you. Remember
Ooh,
That's cute.
I like that.
But it's funny because Talon mentioned we needed a tech guy, and on this whiteboard, I wrote "tech guy" in quotations. Like we need a tech guy, and I was like, "Who's smart and good with technology?" Talon. And
Elon
so
Musk.
yeah, that's how he got that message. We're like, "Hey, buddy, why don't you join?" And I think it's really important to, give praise where praise is due. Without Talon, this podcast would not have ever started because we had no idea how to do anything.
No.
The
absolutely.
audio, the recording, the equipment, what software to use, like all of it's Talon. So we owe a lot of thanks to Talon for doing the research and setting that up. As we were coming up with ideas, he was researching how to make those ideas come to fruition, as he said. And so he played an integral part in the beginning of this podcast, and that was very important. So thank you, buddy.
Talent's a god amongst men.
Yeah. And then Jared's always coming in clutch with these books and the references. He's got the wisdom. He reads other people's words and he puts that into his own ideologies and he presents that to you guys. So he's got a lot of wisdom, and Randy's always coming in clutch with the intros and the voices and the life experiences,
And the jokes.
well, not so much.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. And Joe with his panda, so we all
Katy Perry.
yeah.
Wait, so you're
You-
saying that?
you connected a lot of us too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
Chris did. Yeah.
But
Yep.
I was trying to just leave myself out of it to not sound like a pompous ass.
Nah,
But
you're-
yeah,
Well,
Hey, Jared said it.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's one of the best parts that at least for us that's come out of this is we've built such a great support system for ourselves.
mm-hmm, for sure.
Now it's like we have these guys who granted we might not always get along great all the time and we have our differences, but I know that at the end of the day, everybody in this, chat right now, in this podcast right now, if I reached out and said, I need help, any one of these guys would help me.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's great to be able to have that support
Well,
system, especially when you're going through tough stuff.
That's if you can get in touch with Jared and his constant hiatus. from
That's true.
technology.
Jared will answer. It might just take 3 days.
No, he won't answer
That is
anymore.
true.
But
That might-
yeah, no. So now that the podcast was formed, we really wanted to focus on helping people, and that's why a lot of these topics, some of them were tough, and we've learned very quickly. We got feedback from our listeners, which we greatly appreciate. It's awesome. That's why we're doing it, is for you guys. So when people give us feedback like, hey, maybe something in that last episode was like, it was a little wrong or didn't seem 100% correct. We kind of did a few episodes where it was very factual and not very how it affected our lives. And that's what the podcast is about. So I don't know if you guys listening have seen that, but we've went back to our roots and kind of like, how have we gone through something and how can we share that story? That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Yeah, we're learning
Yeah.
for sure.
So it's a work in progress, and something we still need to work on. Is all just saying yeah.
But it's true.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing we really have taken away is the link down in the description. You can listen to audio books for free
Ooh.
for 30 days, Randy, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Free
So
99.
we have the link. I'm gonna have the Porg point today. It's down
Oh
in
my
the description. Y'all would point for me
That's-
too. Thanks. Thank
That's
you, Porg.
adorable.
It's down.
There's a link down in the description, guys. It's episode 50. Right? We've
Yeah.
been doing this for a while now, where we've putting this Audible
That's-
thing out there to you guys. Just
Yeah.
click on it.
Just click.
Get the free 30 days.
Mm.
There's no reason not to. If
I
you
got
don't
a
like
great book. I got a great book because I was reading it on the flight yesterday. All right, check this out,
Holy
guys.
Bible.
Everyone listening. It's the little book of Hygge, Hygge. It's about Danish culture and how their culture implements its Hygge. It's a state of mind, like relaxation. So it comes down to lighting, family and friends just being together, and it's like a huge part of their culture. Like workplaces will make sure people have a place to go. Hygge, like they use it as a verb, a noun, everything. Like it's great. So if you're interested in that,
Would you say it's a Hygge part of their culture?
Stop.
It's a
I hate-
huge.
Oh, please.
God.
we might
Cut
kick
that
Jared
out.
off too. But yeah, so give that a listen. You know, it's 30 days for free. If that sounds interesting to you, click the link down in the description
Do it.
and search that.
Yes.
You know, I mean, you got to put a picture up right
Do it
here
now.
over Joey's face. There you go.
Over Joey's
There you
face.
go.
Check it
Yeah.
out.
Cover him
And if
up.
you don't see it, if you're not watching on YouTube, you missed out. Just Google the little book of Hygge. Let me make sure I spelled that right. Somebody else take it away.
Yeah. Guys, click the link though. Seriously.
I actually just found
free
out.
for 30 days.
Yeah, I actually just found out you can listen to the podcast on Audible. Because like Amazon
There you go.
combined Amazon Music with like Audible, so now you can listen to podcasts on it. So
Ah.
yeah.
There
Boom.
you go. Listen to us
See,
on Audible.
even more of a reason to do it.
I spelled it correctly.
It's
The
just
little
a
book
coincidence that episode
of Hygge. Thanks, Jared. You go ahead now.
huge.
Dude,
Huge.
It's just gonna be a coincidence that episode 51 is only on Audible.
How can you listen to the podcast, you might say? By supporting us and clicking the link. Thank you.
we're going
Boom.
exclusive.
Yeah.
Jeez.
One thing though that is very impressive, I think, is the fact that we've come up with 50 different episode ideas for 50 episodes.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
There's
Granted,
been
That is
some of
pretty
them did
crazy.
piggyback
That's a
off
lot
of each
to
other
talk
part
about.
twos, but
Not many.
Oh yeah,
just a few though.
it's fine.
Can
I mean,
you
we
give
got
us some
more
credit?
topics in the bank.
Can you not be such a pessimist? Thank you.
I am a realist. That's kidding.
hey, so switching it up, what are some of our favorite episodes that we've recorded so far? Or do we want to like do a separate episode on this?
We could
Or
no.
separate
Let's do a separate recording.
Yeah,
on
we could do a
this,
separate
and then
on
we
that
could
one.
do like a whole data thing. Like this is our most listened to episode and why, and what else do you guys want to hear? And you know, if you follow our socials and voted for the story I put up not too long ago, I think you would know which one our most popular was.
Heyo.
Yeah. So keep
Yeah.
it. Follow our socials too, because you will see posts like that, and that's the easiest way for you to reach out for us, and whatever you want us to talk about, or if you have a personal story you want help with, or just want opinions with, feel free anonymously reach out, and we can talk about it. We won't call you out unless you want to be called out, and then we'll call you
Yeah.
out and call you an idiot.
Yeah, send us your stories. It would be cool to hear, and definitely let us know topics
Yeah.
because it would make it a lot easier for us.
Yeah, we have a giant
Absolutely.
list. This is,
We do.
again, part of the creation of the podcast. The stuff that goes on behind the scenes is there's a list on a Google Share Drive, and everything we experience throughout our lives, we throw on there. We're supposed to. We all don't do it now.
We
but
forget all.
we
the time.
did in the beginning. So there's still like
updated it
100
today.
topics on there. And, you know, it's like, what's relevant? What's relevant right now? What is one of us going through that we could talk on this? And so every episode, you know, one or two of us may be like more passionate about it, whereas two or three of us kind of don't really have much to say. And you can see the dynamic behind the episodes with that. So we are going to work on that too. Like have episodes where like people who are passionate going through it right now, need help, need to talk about it, can learn from this, are the ones on the episode. and that's gonna be very important and key to keeping it real with you guys.
Heck yeah.
Ah, yes, moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Jared
Joe.
relate.
Yeah,
Joe and Jared just
Yeah.
moved.
Yep.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.
we've come a long way. Just think, we
You've
started from episode 1 to episode 50. You guys have ended up in new places, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's like a milestone.
You know, I've actually moved 3 separate times in the duration of this podcast.
Damn, son.
That is true.
Nice.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, I was
Jeez.
from, I think it was my parents to my one buddy's place, then my buddies to the house that I was at for the majority of this, and then I just moved again.
There you go, closing it
Yeah.
off in a new studio bedroom.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that
studio.
one time we didn't even know Joe was moving.
Yeah. Anyway,
That was this
back
one.
to the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm moving. I dropped hints.
So,
Uh,
so, what was everyone going through at the time of the creation? Like, what made you guys want to do this? What made you, what fueled that fire of like, you know what, I have this story, I want to share it. Like, what were you guys each going through?
For me personally, Chris, for example, I was opening up to you about my issues that I was going through, and I realized, how much value there is in that. And then my buddy Matt sent me that video, and then it sparked an idea, and I'm like, hey, this is something we can do, and we can share our experiences with other people. And I just saw so much value in that, and then talking to you made me realize, hey, this is possible, and that's just where it all started.
Yeah.
yeah.
That
I
was
think
great.
I think a lot of people were also struggling with COVID because not just because they were, bored, but because they were isolated. If you look at depression was getting to be a problem. So to like give someone an outlet was kind of like another driving factor for me. Or
Yeah, we
something
need to be
else.
able to open up to someone like without actually seeing them. So, what are the only
Absolutely.
options?
Yep.
Exactly.
We'll meet on Discord and talk about our problems together.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
But
Therapy Thursday.
yeah. Ooh, dude. That's a good new social schedule. That's dope.
There we go.
Jared, take
Ah.
notes. Therapy Thursday, would you?
I don't want to
Thursday.
participate.
Sick.
I
See,
Nice.
this is how things are born. Just funny comments lead to great ideas.
Is that a quote?
Right.
There we
What
go,
about Randy?
dude.
Chris
Yeah,
Lettieri,
Randy.
2021.
I mean, nice. A lot of the part for me was I had just had my best friend move away to Colorado.
Dude, I had been gone for like years at that point. What are you
You
talking
didn't move
Oh
to
my
Colorado.
No, but I'm your
Put
best
2 and 2 together.
Yeah. And then with all the COVID stuff, it's like Joe said, being isolated and just like I have a need to be doing something, being productive. And I also really needed somebody to talk to just about, like I said, my friend moving away, and I was having a really hard time with it. So between those two friggles, I thought this would be a great outlet for myself. I could do something with my time that I had now, because I had all this free time and nothing really to do.
And no one to
So
do
I had that,
anything with.
and then and I had also the support system of you guys, even with Jared and Talon being guys I don't really know that well. And actually a good story I had from that was around this time last year, so like right around when we started. So I'd only known Jared for a couple months at this point. I went out to visit my friend Katie in Colorado, and I was really struggling with something while I was there, and I reached out to Jared and just asked him for his advice. And I thought to myself, wow, I've known this guy for like 2.5, 3 months, and now I'm going to him about a personal problem and like what he thinks I should do about it.
Yeah, it's nice. You just, the bonds we've all made, we've all been there for each other for sure. And yeah, we've definitely had low lows, and I think we're starting to hit those high highs again. And it feels really good to go through this. Not only like to have each other here to talk about it, but going through the lows and the highs together. Like, it's nice. If all 5 of us hit that high, we're living life. We feel great. All of us feel great. And that positive
the
energy.
hedonic
God, here we
Oh,
go.
you're
hedonic treadmill.
Hedonic treadmill here.
that
I'm trying
is
not to
life.
curse at all anymore. It's not going well with these buffoons.
No.
You know what some of the best moments were actually?
What?
Was when we would all be recording and then we would finish up and then all hop on Xbox together,
Yeah, that was good.
play some
Oh, I
play
missed
some
that.
Warzone.
Yeah,
Call of Duty. Yeah, let's go play
Yeah.
Call of Duty. Or
I think
Exactly.
this is
Halo
some
or something.
foreshadowing right now.
I don't have
Really?
We're not doing it.
Oh boy.
You know why we're not doing it? To turn this into a lesson that I've learned is I don't want to play video games anymore, and I don't. Number one, because I was kind of forced not to. My computer can't handle it. So, yeah,
Just
I was forced not to.
Warzones.
And I'm more productive without it. So, guys, don't play video games. Go do something.
Yeah, you can come over and help me do some landscaping.
Yeah, go hooga with your
Extra
friends.
minute.
Go to Denmark and go hooga and just relax with people.
There
And
you go.
Have those personal connections. You know, it's that gets you through life. Unless you're a complete introvert and all you want to do is live online and do your thing and be a weirdo. But okay.
Yeah, go to Denmark, enjoy Huga, playing video games and relaxing in Denmark.
There you go. But yeah, so without dragging this on, this episode was definitely just why we created it. A little bit of some lessons that we learned. I had to say it. You know, it comes organically at this point. So sometimes we have to switch the flip and do some weird. I was trying to tie that in.
I'm booking the plane ticket to fight you right now.
That one I couldn't.
That was
do.
toit, but
I couldn't do that one. I tried. I tried to do 3-in-1, dude. 3-in-1 did
It's
not
tough.
happen. Golly, for anyone listening,
I'll give you credit for trying.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. You know, usually my transitions are really well, and sometimes I have to just switch the flip and like go the complete opposite direction. And see, that one I pulled off.
There it is.
There it is. So now we
You
can end the
redeemed yourself.
episode. Yeah. You know, we did the shout out to the Audible. We talked about our lives together. Episode 50. That's a huge milestone. We should all be super proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, what do you boys think?
Yeah.
Any final
Yeah.
thoughts before we hand it over to Jared?
Yeah,
We're
we
all
got
just
here
saying, yeah.
organically, and I'm just proud of everyone.
Nice.
Nice. We should mention to y'all that we are going to be taking a small hashtag Jared Rumsey hiatus.
Facts.
Because I think we all do. It's been 50 weeks. It's been 50 episodes. It's been a lot of work. And
Mhm.
again, I said it in the beginning, everybody's had a lot going on. So we're taking a little
Yeah.
break. Don't worry. There will be some stuff posted. I have a ton of stuff scheduled to post on YouTube over the next couple weeks. But we will be back, and we'll be back with what we think is going to be a lot of improvements to the podcast. So I hope you can take that 2-week time to get excited about what we have coming up for you guys. And then we're going to start off season 3 with a couple special episodes,
Couple
kind of like this one.
bangers.
So yeah, some bangers. We're going to start off hot.
Get that
Coming in hot.
enthusiasm in there, dude. Season 3, episode 51.
Coming in hot for season 3.
Episode
51.
52. It's going to be a year, an entire
And
year of
52,
doing
well,
this.
it's going to be quote unquote a year because we're going to
Yeah.
take 2 weeks off, but sure.
It's gonna be the 4th of October. That's gonna be the
Dang.
year anniversary.
There we
3
go.
weeks.
Kaboom.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. All right.
Wow.
That's
Well, thanks for listening, guys. I hope you have enjoyed 50 wonderful episodes. I hope you learned something. I hope you can relate to at least one of us at this point. And if you do, reach out to us. You don't have to reach out to the podcast. You know, all our socials are linked. Feel free. We're always here to help, no matter who you are or what you're struggling with. Don't forget Tony Stark on meditation. He also mentioned that. I'm going to throw him under the bus. Just kidding, because he's a really nice guy, and he would love to hear from you, too. All the guests we've had on, you know, a lot of people have a lot of experiences, and everyone that has been associated with this podcast will 100% be there for you no matter what. So if you struggle with anything, please feel free to reach out. And with that, Jared, take it away, buddy.
All right, y'all. This has been Lessons Learned. 50 wonderful episodes later. Yeah, we're going to be moving on to season 3. So we can't wait to see you there. And in the meantime, hit us up on social media. We'll try to have a few live videos. So tune in and just chat with us. But until then, we will see ya.
See ya.